Hey guys, what's up? I'm Zormo, and welcome to this new series that I've come up with that I like to call the Oldschool Runescape Slayer Encyclopedia, or OSRSSE for short, although I'm not sure that's actually any shorter. This is basically a series that I thought would be a good idea because I've had a couple people in my streams recently asking me sort of where's the best place to go and kill this monster, what should I kill this monster with, what gear should I bring, what does it drop, things like that. So I thought I'd create this series which is basically going to go through every monster that you might be assigned as a Slayer task, and basically give you a sort of a brief overview of how to kill it, where to kill it, things like that. Just general advice that you'd want to know if you had that monster as a Slayer task. We're going to go through in alphabetical order because obviously that's how encyclopedias work. So today we're going to be starting with the Aberrant Spectres. So let's jump right in. There are four types of Aberrant Spectre. There is the Aberrant Spectre, the Deviant Spectre, the Abhorrent Spectre, and the Repugnant Spectre. All of these require a Slayer requirement of level 60, and they can be assigned by Vanica, Cheldar, Konar, Neville Steve, and Duradel. So let's hop right into the first one, the main one that most people first kill when they get a task, and that is just the normal standard Aberrant Spectre. Now, Aberrant Spectres have a combat level of 96, they have a max hit of 11, 14 if you don't wear a nose peg, we'll get into that in a little bit. They are aggressive, they cannot poison you, they have an attack speed of 4, they give you 90 Slayer XP per kill, and they are not immune to poison or venom. Now, where can we find these? We can find the Aberrant Spectre on the first floor of the Slayer Tower. There are 14 spawns. There are also 13 spawns in the Stronghold Slayer Cave. Now, the best way to get to the Slayer Tower is the Slayer Ring will teleport you right outside, or you can use the Fairy Ring code CKS and then just run north to the tower. The fastest way to get to the Stronghold Slayer Cave, again, a Slayer Ring will teleport you right outside, but you can also use a Spirit Tree to the Gnome Stronghold and then run southwest. Now, when you're fighting an Aberrant Spectre, what are you going to want to bring? Well, that's a good question. You're going to want a nose peg or a Slayer helm, for sure. They are basically required because if you don't wear one of those, then the Aberrant Spectres will use a special attack that will hit through prayer and it will drain your combat stats very quickly. They use magic attacks, so using Protect from Magic with prayer boosting gear is definitely one way to kill them, or you can, if you choose to, use magic resistant gear such as Dragonhide and just bring food rather than prayer pots. Now, Aberrant Spectres, they do count as undead, so a Salve Amulet can be used, however that boost in damage and accuracy does not stack with the Slayer Helmet or Black Mask, so if you've got the Black Mask or the Slayer Helmet, I'd not recommend bringing a Salve Amulet because they do not stack, and the Salve Amulet actually overrides the effect of the Slayer Helm. For the fastest experience, you can actually use a dwarf cannon inside the Stronghold Slayer Cave. That would be the fastest way to kill them. So what does the Aberrant Spectre drop, I hear you ask? Well, on average, an average Aberrant Spectre kill is worth about 2,000 GP per kill. That goes up to about 3.2k if you're on a Konar task due to the Brimstone keys averaging out that loot. Their most notable drop is the Dark Mystic Road Bottom, dropped at a rate of 1 in 512. They can drop hard clue scrolls, and they drop Brimstone keys at a rate of 1 in 82 if you are killing them on a Konar task. They also frequently drop large numbers of grimy herbs and herb seeds, so bringing a herb sack and seed box is highly recommended for these guys. That takes us on to the second type of Spectre, which is the Deviant Spectre. So these are basically a higher level type of Aberrant Spectre. They are combat level 169. They have a max hit of 21. They are aggressive. They cannot poison you still. They also have an attack speed of 4. They give you 194.5 Slayer XP per kill, so a significant boost. They are also not immune to poison or venom. Now, these guys can only be found in the Catacombs of Kourend. The best way to get there for most people will be a Xeric's Talisman teleport to Xeric's Heart. That does require the Architectural Alliance mini-quest before you can use that, though. There is also an additional entrance called the Mysterious Hole that you can use to get to the Spectres in the Catacombs. It's found in the northwest corner of the Shazian area, but this can only be used once you've actually accessed that shortcut from within the Catacombs themselves. So you'll need to go to the Heart and then make your way to the Vines and actually exit the place before you can use that shortcut to get back in. You should be able to see a map on screen now of where that entrance is. So fighting these guys, they're a little bit tougher. Again, you will need a Slayer Hammer or a Nose Peg. That one is mandatory. And for these guys, you'll want to use Protect from Magic and Prayer Boosting gear here, because they are aggressive and it's a multi-combat zone. So because they're so much stronger and there's more of them attacking you, you're going to struggle to try and tank in just Dragonhide. So you really do want to bring prayer gear and use Protect from Magic for these guys if you choose to come here. They have much higher defense bonuses as well than the standard Spectres, making them actually lower profit and Slayer XP per hour in comparison to the Aberrant Spectres, unless you're choosing to use a Twisted Bow, which does make them considerably faster. But let's be honest, if you're using a Twisted Bow, you probably don't need for me to tell you how to kill these guys. But yeah, just bear that in mind. Although they do give more Slayer XP total, the task will take much longer doing Deviant Spectres than Aberrant Spectres. Now their drops, if we go back to over the drops, the average kill for these guys is about 2.4k GP. That goes up to 3.8k GP with a Konar task due to the Brimstone Keys, obviously. Now, because these guys are in the Catacombs, then they also drop Ancient Shards and Dark Totem Pieces, so that's something to bear in mind if you do want to get some of those. They do still drop that Dark Mystic Robe bottom, not top, as well as hard clues, and they do drop a few rune items as well, although not very commonly. They drop Brimstone Keys at a rate of 1 in 68, and again they do drop lots of herbs and seeds, so bring your seed box and herb sack if you are going to kill these guys. Now, the other two types of Spectre come when you purchase the Bigger and Badder unlock for 150 Slayer points from any Slayer Master, and if you do that, then there is a chance for the Aberrant Spectre to spawn when killing Aberrant Spectres, and a Repugnant Spectre to spawn when killing Deviant Spectres. That is a bit of a mouthful. So the Aberrant Spectre, they are level 253, they give 2,500 Slayer XP when you kill them, and the Repugnant Spectre is level 335, and that gives 4,085 Slayer XP per kill. Now, both of these attack with magic, so you need to use Protect from Mage. Both of their drop tables, again, are actually very similar, both averaging around 57 to 60k GP per kill. And the Repugnant Spectre will always drop a Dark Totem piece, as all superior creatures do that are located in the Catacombs. The drop rates for the superiors drop, such as the Imbued Heart and the Eternal Gem, they're exactly the same for both of the superior Spectres. So that basically summarises the Aberrant Spectre. So that is it for the first entry in the Oldschool Runescape Slayer Encyclopedia. This is a series I hope to carry on and go through all of the possible Slayer tasks for you guys. Let me know if there is any information that I might have missed. Let me know if there's anything that you want adding, any more information that you'd like to see for future creatures that we bring up. And just before we end the video, I'd like to leave you with the interesting fact for the Aberrant Spectre, and the one I've come up with for this particular creature is, I think it's quite an interesting one. The examine text of both the superiors is, "I'd smell better after completing 3,145 laps of an agility course dressed as a monkey," and I'm assuming someone came up with that probably if they forgot their nose peg when they were killing them. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next Encyclopedia entry.